Hey, my honeys, how are you? I'm going live again for the midnight tea. I'm not sure if anyone's watching me yet. Let me see if I can put this on, turn on my YouTube as well. Getting all these political ads too. Okay. So I'm just going to give it a few minutes to get it started. But for the recording, welcome everyone. I'm Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle. I'm really happy to be here again tonight. I said I'd do a couple of lives this weekend. I'm getting my voice back. I'm getting my energy back. So we're going to do another midnight tea from Spirit. If you're in the house, please let us know that you're here by posting a comment if you want to. If you're a continued subscriber, thank you so much for supporting my channel, even though I had to get myself together from this panini. Okay, but I'm back. I'm still doing cough drops every once in a while. Hey, PM and ML, nice to see you all. We're gonna do another midnight tea, and this time I think at the end or towards the end we'll decide what the time is right. I'm gonna do like a little lottery, and I'll answer some either one or two people's personal questions, just like one question, especially if it has something to do with any of the readings. But we're gonna have 4 groups. We're gonna do 4 groups again. If you haven't already, before we get started, if you haven't already, please consider taking a look at my brand new website. I'm going to put it here so that you all can see it. It's blackdoveoracle.com. This is where I'm offering readings. I'm even doing some mystical spiritual consults there. So this is where I'm going to be offering things. But if you want to get in touch with me, these would be the only way, like through my website or through my email, which I'll also put up here for a second. So these are only ways to get in touch with me. I would never reach out to you in comments or on any of my other platforms. On other platforms, just to let you all know, I'm on TikTok, but my name is rooted_futures. So if you want to connect with me on TikTok, I'm always every once in a while posting things there. I've been on TikTok for a while. So love having you all here. Let me take down a few of these things so that we can get started. So the midnight tea is really just any kind of message that Spirit has coming up for us. And that's how we're just going to work it out. You know, we kind of just, I don't know, have we started a tradition this way? We started a tradition of just doing midnight tea. Hey, Pearl Blue, nice to see you. So yeah, it's just a tradition of doing midnight tea, which is just, we're going to ask Spirit. I have several decks out here. We're just going to ask Spirit, what's the tea? Group number 1, 2, 3, 4. But no, at some point, maybe towards the end, I'll do like a little lottery. I'll say pick a number between this and that, and we'll see how many people choose the winning number. And I'll answer one question for you. You can post it in the chat, and then I will read. Of course, it has to be a question you don't mind being public. So think about your question right now, if you feel lucky. Okay, so why don't we go to group number 1? And I'll put that up. And I'm going to get better, you all, because some people have been asking me, can you post more pictures of the cards and things like that? I'm going to get better, y'all. I was really having to like recover from that little illness, but you can see my energy's back. So yeah. Okay. So group number 1. Let's see what Spirit is saying is going to be the introductory card here. And thank you all for joining me. I know you could be doing so much with your Saturday evening, and you're spending it with me. Hey, Cicada. Lovely to see you here. So, yeah, you're spending your Saturday evening, at least part of your Saturday evening. I ain't going to take all your time, or I'm not even going to ask you for all your time in case you got other things to do later. But this is the Midnight Tea. We're on group number 1, and we're asking Spirit for the opening message for group number 1, Midnight Tea. Okay. We have 7 of Fire. Let's show it to you all with this light. I don't know why. It just reminds me of the Strength card in a way, even though I know it's like 7 of Wands, maybe. This deck is a little bit different. Let me tell you what the decks are. Do you all, let me know in the comments if you all want me to mention the names of the decks. This one is Witch's Wisdom. Witch's Wisdom. Okay, we also, but look what card we got next. The Strength card. Isn't that interesting? I just said it reminded me of the Strength card, this one. And then we actually get the Strength card. Spirit is saying one more card before I say, ooh, and it just came out. Okay. Well, actually, it's 2 more. Craftsman of Air, if you want to see it up close. Craftsmen of Air, and 9 of Fire. 9 of Wands. There's something about what you're doing right now, group number 1. You're either preparing for something or you're working on some kind of project. It is something I feel like you have a good passion for. Okay, cool. Yeah. I think this one, if I can put it in, what is this one called again? The Witch's Wisdom. The Witch's Wisdom. I'll put it in. This is our opening deck. There is something, group number 1, that you are working on. I feel like it's even something that you may have some competition on. Like you may be competing against other people. It may not be like, how do you want to say, a real competition, like a race or something, like something you've got to win, but you are competing against other people. This could be an interview. I don't know why Spirit is saying for some of you, this is entering into some kind of program or college. For some of you, this has to do around a project, something that might either be science or design oriented. Whatever it is, there's something about your confidence right now. There's something that Spirit is saying you need to keep your head up on, keep your head high, clear your mind even. There's something here, but let's get other cards. Your ancestors actually want to talk. So something you've been working on, yeah. It is some kind of, because we have the air card here, it is some kind of intellectual endeavor. Yeah, solidness. This is very specific, but you may even be working on something that has to do with the environmental sciences. This is very specific. But it's interesting. There's something about this project because You see, the craftsman of air is being clarified by the warrior. It's meaning that there is something that you are working on that may even be linked to your culture, something about your culture from way back. Like maybe it has something to do with even ancestral lands for some people. It's just what I'm getting right now. But something you're working on is very important to you. Yeah. It's almost like something you're making or building. You may even be devising or working on some kind of formula. I keep seeing the sciences, but it doesn't have to be only that. It could be something that you're doing that has to do around the environment, the earth, the sciences. Let's see what Spirit has to say here. Group number 1, because these are just general readings. Send me your energy too, if you want, because that's what I read off of who's watching. Yeah. You know, for someone, you've been wondering if this is the direction you want to go with a project. You know how sometimes there's things that are very close to our heart that we want to get maybe financial support for, or we want to get recognized. But, you know, sometimes it's the tool. Sometimes it's the mechanism for getting recognized that kind of trips us up. I think a good example of this would be like, say you want to do something for the environment, and the only people that are going to sponsor you is like Shell Oil. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's something of this situation like this, where you're kind of like, I want to do this. I would get the grant and the funding, but it's who it's coming from. There's something in this situation like this that Spirit is saying you are contemplating if this is in alignment with who you are as a person. You know what I'm saying? And maybe for some people, getting funding from Shell Oil, this is only an example, folks, it doesn't matter to you. But for other people, you would think this might matter. It might give a mixed message on what I'm trying to do. So there's some kind of you have the Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah. Because when I think of the Knight of Swords, this is not only someone who's very decisive, like they make decisions with clarity and they make decisions without having to take a long time, but this is kind of tripping you up. There's some way in which you want support for something you're doing, but you don't like the kind of support where it's coming from. You seem to have some kind of mixed feelings about something. 7 of Swords. Yeah. It's almost if the source that's supporting you might even be the cause of what you are trying to find a remedy for. Do you get what I'm saying? Y'all let me know. But sometimes, you know, like you start a nonprofit and you're like, you know, the mission of my nonprofit is to stop hunger. But then the people who want to fund you are the same people that make a poison that contributes to not growing the foods that the people that you're trying to help need. Do you get what I'm saying? There's some kind of, for group number 1, there's some kind of quandary there. It's almost as if you're having to decide between your morals and your values. And maybe in some way that feels like that it shouldn't be separate, but it is. Page of Swords. There's a lot of swords. There's a lot of thought here. And the examples I'm using were just general, but it could be for anything in your life. Like there's something you're trying to do, but the person who says they want to give you money for it, the person that says, hey, I can help you out with it, in low key is part of the problem. But maybe they got a lot of money. Maybe they got a lot of status. and it's putting you in a place where you're not sure that's the direction you want to go. But if you turn this down, I can understand it. You turn it down, it's almost like you're turning up your nose at something, or it could be perceived that way, and sometimes you got to decide if that's okay. It's very interesting. Maple tree. This is a change coming that is so big, it will shift all that exist. So Spirit is saying here, and my cat's starting to run around, that your idea is good. Your invention, your idea, whatever it is you're working on, business idea, it's good. And it has the possibility of making great change in the world. But maybe this is the message Spirit is saying. You got to be careful how you root, how you start the foundation of this business, this project, this whatever it is. Make sure the roots are good. That is what Spirit is saying. Sometimes we get funding from people, grants from people, and all of a sudden they're telling us what to do with the project. All of a sudden the project's not ours anymore. It becomes theirs. Oh, well, can you put our logo on it? Can you not say this about the project and say more of this? You know what I'm saying? So Spirit is saying here, you have the peppers, be fierce in the way in which you protect yourself. That is interesting. It's saying here, allies await. So Spirit is saying here, even if you turn down this kind of funding for someone that you feel kind of conflicted about, you are actually going to find allies who are going to appreciate that you're very discerning about who you are going to take help from, take support from. In fact, that may lead you to the kind of funding or different avenues that this bird is giving you, because Spirit is bringing my attention here. It's going to allow you more freedom in the end. And yes, there will be, because Spirit is saying, there are going to be people whispering in your ear, like, I don't know if you should turn that kind of money down. What if you don't ever get that kind of money? Or what if somebody takes a slight at you kind of turning down the free money? But money isn't free. Spirit is just saying that right now. Money isn't free. It comes always with some kind of attachment. And so group number one, I think Spirit is saying here that you want to make sure that whatever you're growing it in good soil. You're growing it with the values and the morals and maybe even just how you live your life. Make sure it's rooted in that. And don't worry. Sometimes, what I find often when people are starting good nonprofit ideas, good ideas that will help a community, they get shortcutted or they have to circumnavigate the system, because the system wants to control those ideas, but the system is the one that's responsible for for the problems, the issues you're trying to solve. And it goes to that classic, and if you all are not in this country, I would like to hear how you handle it in other countries, but it goes here in the United States, it goes to this classic argument that many activists have, many advocates have, which is, do we work within the system? Do we join the system and try to change it from the inside? Or do we work outside of the system because we know the system is inherently flawed? This Spirit is saying is somewhat of the issue for people in group one. And it doesn't matter what you're working on. Are you doing it from inside of the system, which is inherently flawed? Or are you trying to do it outside of the system, which could be such an endeavor, right? It's a question that I don't know if many have answered. I mean, they may have answered personally for themselves, but your guidance that you're getting here from spirit and your ancestors, and I'm being told to pick one more card here from the soul card. These are the soul cards. I haven't been even telling you guys what the decks are. This is the soul cards. They're not really an oracle or a tarot deck. They're kind of made by this artist. Soul cards. I have the ancestors. What is it? I don't have my glasses on. Ancestors wisdom cards. Is that what it's called? Wisdom. Oracle. Ooh. Y'all, I have these, like, my nails are getting longer and longer, and I think I need to cut them. I can't type anymore. Oracle. Yeah. I think that's it. Those are the other decks. So Spirit said to pick from this deck, the soul cards. I mean, you have to make meaning from the image, but it's interesting. I got one right away. I got a couple right away. So this is the first card. You all see that? It's like a person looking up while another person is kind of like going over them, another body. And then you have this other card. It's like this two people with their eyes closed. There's a person over another person. One person here, one person there. Sorry if there's like a huge reflection. And then there's all these hands. It's interesting. I think both of these cards speak to the whole reading. You're sitting here and you're trying to assist people. Maybe this is a person who's attempting to help an issue, help a person, help a community. And this person is like looking up right at you as the protector, right? And that's what Spirit is saying. You have to protect your mission. You have to protect your goals. Because what you're seeking to do is kind of protect something, someone, community. But here's something interesting that sometimes happens. All the hands, the grab, the what's here. Like it's speaking to something of like even sometimes a power over. Both of these. I think what Spirit is saying here too is watch how you exercise your power and how others exercise power over you. Sometimes even in trying to help people, we end up creating a power dynamic. That's something too. So group number 1, that's the message. 1, plant your ideas and your mission, your purpose, your new ideas, your new business, plant it in the proper soil, give it the proper foundation. But also recognize in any time that you're wanting to change the system, you must ask yourself that question. Are you trying to change it from the inside out or from the outside? And to know the challenges of each. Because inherent in each one of them is a power dynamic. Which one are you trying to deal with? Okay. That is group number 1. I don't know if that applied to anyone, but that's group number 1. All right. So welcome to the Midnight Tea, where we're just taking any kind of messages from Spirit. Spirit's just sharing what it wants to share in these channeled messages. And I hope you all are doing well. I'm going to shuffle the cards, and we are going to move to group number 2. All right. I'm going to try to, should I write down? Group number 2 is what the time is. What's the time? Is it like 25:33? I don't know. I'll come back to each one of these and do it. All right. So group number 2, and I hope you all are doing well. Let's see what deck Spirit wants us to use this time. I think it's this one, which is, what deck is this? I'm trying to look for the cover. Oh, okay. It's called the Silver Witchcraft Tarot. Hey, Lori. Great to see you. We're just doing some general midnight tea. See what comes up. We're on group number 2. You made it just in time for group number 2. All right. We might do a lottery where I'll answer some single questions from the winners at the end. So we'll see how that goes. So we're going to use the Silver Witchcraft Tarot. This is just like some random tarot deck I got. Thank you, Lori. This is some random tarot deck I got, but the energy is so good on this deck. It's incredible. So you know how you get, you all can tell me in the comments, but there's some decks you just immediately click with. And this is one of them for me. And it's interesting. It's not really like, I mean, I like it, but it's not like a super I didn't like really get it for its visual appeal that much, but it's actually pretty cool to me. Okay, so Spirit, let's clear. Spirit says little Palo Santo. I know it be those random decks, huh? They speak loud and clear, and sometimes I think it's the intention. Let me just do a little sound. Clear the energy. Sometimes it does be those random decks, and they're like totally inconspicuous. They come in like, let me show y'all. It just comes like in a little box like this. It was like, I don't know. I might have saw one card and I was all like, oh, that's a cool card. Maybe I saw the High Priestess. I was all like, that's cool. I got this deck. It was like talking right away. But I think sometimes it's just the intention of the creator. Some people are very powerful who create these decks, and then other people, they're more artist, and you can kind of feel that. Like the decks are really visual, but they don't really have a lot of like mystical energy on them. Like you kind of gotta imbue that yourself, which is totally fine. But it's interesting. Like certain decks, it takes me a long time to warm up to. This one was right away. Okay. So Spirit says that we the ancestors and this deck start us off for group number 2. So group number 2. Ooh, okay. We have the Emperor. We have the Sun. We have the Page of Wands. I'm taking all of these. We have the Knight of Wands. And we have the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so for group number 2, ancestors say they want to talk first before I say. Oh, really, Lori? Wow. All right. Celestial. Cosmic ancestors are coming in. There is someone who's very important, very powerful, group number 2, that is watching your rise. I want to say watching your work. So for some of you, your rise has to do with your work. obviously. I don't know, obviously for someone. But there is someone who's watching your rise. They're watching your success. They're watching how passionate you are about it. They're watching the energy and the passion that you put into your work. And they're betting on you for real. They feel like you're about ready to blow up, to glow up. There's somebody working on something, and this emperor is watching you. I know you can't see it really, but their head is very clearly in a direction. It's backwards here, but they are looking in your direction this way. I don't know if it's backwards when we end up uploading this, but this emperor is looking in your direction. They're looking at everything that you're doing, everything that you're creating with this Three of Wands. Some of you are an artist or of some sort. I mean, the obvious would be that you are an artist that creates things. But this could go anywhere from you make jewelry to you do sculpture to you do whatever. But it doesn't only have to be an artist. I'm just saying, like, for some of you, you are an artist of some sort. For others of you, this is simply the work that you are doing. And this person, Spirit is saying, there's something that your celestial ancestors have to do with this. This is interesting. I wonder what this is. Spirit said one more ancestral card. There's something you're working on and you've caught the attention of someone. They want to know more about you, more about your work. What else, Spirit? Yeah, this is ancestral. How is this ancestral? But it came out both. The tree and celestial to me means that your ancestors have a hand in this. Yes. Okay. This is specific. But for some of you, is anyone in here like psychic, medium? You're doing your own kind of spiritual thing. This person is looking at you. They are curious about you. Maybe the way you read, maybe the things that you are creating. So this is a little bit of a spectrum. But I am tapping into someone who's doing something a little bit on the spiritual side. So, I mean, you could be creating. Oh, really, PM? Okay. So you could be doing tarot. You could be doing that end of the spectrum. Whatever you're doing, it has some spiritual aspect to it. So, obviously if it's tarot. But if you're doing any kind of artwork or you're creating some kind of art that has more of a spiritual slant to it, there's someone who has their eye on you right now. This could be, like I said, the spectrum could be whatever work I am very clearly getting from Spirit, from group number 2 and your ancestors. Whatever you're doing work-wise, it has a spiritual slant to it. It could be tarot, psychic reading, but you can also be doing some kind of spiritual art. You could be singing, like, I love her, Chantress. What is it? Chantress Seba? I don't know. She's on YouTube. She sings light language. I'm saying, like, whatever you are doing, you're doing something with more of a spiritual, I keep hearing a spiritual slant to it. So it might be something that other people do, but they don't always call it spiritual, but the way you do it is. That could be tarot too, PM, because not everyone who reads tarot, I know that sounds weird, but I don't think everybody who reads tarot is doing it always from like a spiritual point of view. You can argue with me in the comments though, but let me know. I don't always get that from everybody. But whatever you're doing, you've got the eyes of an emperor on you. When I say an emperor, you said you think so too, PM. Yeah, when I say the emperor is looking at you, this is someone who's in a high leadership position. It doesn't necessarily have to be a quote unquote male embodied person, but this is someone who's very elevated in what they are doing. And so, yeah, I would agree, ML, too. So this is someone who's interested in you. I'm not sure. Let's find out who this person is. Hey, Shiloh. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't mean that people have to come from that perspective when they're doing tarot, but it's sometimes it's clearly that they're not, like it's just more, them exploring things. And that's fine. Like people do things. I think that's why I kept hearing from Spirit, it's a slant, meaning there are people who do the same kind of work you do, but they don't have that same theme around their work. Like they're not including spirituality. This person has the Midas touch, meaning everything that they support, group number 2, turns to gold. There are people like that, right, in the world. They finance things, they back things, they give their endorsement to projects, new business, people they think are talented. So this person, they are known, maybe even entrepreneurially, to be, I was raised in Silicon Valley. So we are often talking about venture capitalism, like, okay, Shiloh, all right. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Shiloh. Because I'm saying there's somebody watching you who's kind of like in that realm. They may not call themselves, we call it in the Bay Area VC, venture capital, but they are someone who likes to peak talent. In their downtime, they might be on the social media channels watching people. And, time to time, maybe a colleague, a friend, a family member will say, hey, have you checked out this person? And I don't know. I'm not getting from Spirit. Yeah, because look, there is gossip about you, group number 2. And I mean, this time, I mean good gossip. I mean, there are people talking about your work. There are people talking about what you're doing. You may even be experiencing a little bit of a glow up right now on your social media, or maybe just, an article has been written about you. I don't know your total entire life, but your work is starting to get recognized, maybe in even small ways. But there is talk, and this person has heard talk about you. What else about this person? I think this person, because I was getting this earlier and I didn't mention it, but this person doesn't always make it known who they are when they are searching out new talent. They kind of just, in some cases, they quietly support people, meaning they will mention to their contacts, I like this person. Can you give this person an opportunity? They may say that, and you'll never know this person was behind it. There's other times where they actually are so fascinated with a person's work, they do want to meet that person. They want to see how they run their operations. They want to see how they do their art. This person, in some cases, likes to meet who they're funding. In other cases, they quietly do it. What else, Spirit? This is interesting. This person is, I feel like, I try to keep everything gender neutral, but this person is somewhat of a father figure, meaning this is the way that they exercise that energy in life. They may be a person who never had children. They may have focused on their career for a long time. And so in a way, this is how they, hey, Tiao Yan, I hope that I'm pronouncing it right. Hello. But this person it's a little bit of a father figure. Like, this is how they like to exercise this energy. They like to support people that they feel maybe would never be given the opportunity. Just life circumstances, struggling artists, right? I've been one. Maybe I still am one. I don't know how to, but like the struggling artist, the person that doesn't have the trust fund, the person who doesn't have the backing and the support of an Ivy League school, or this is that benefactor. Group number 2, you've caught the eye of this person, and Spirit is saying this person sees you already in the sun. Okay, we've got the sun card here, but look at the sun. This person sees you exactly like this. So this person, in many ways, group number 2, already feels like without their support, you're going to make it. With their support, you might make it earlier, bigger, better. I don't know. But they already see you in the sun. So that means they see you as an extremely talented person. Okay. What does Spirit want you to do, though? This is very interesting. Because why is Spirit telling you? I guess Spirit wants you to know someone has their eye on you. But there is a reason. So we're going to go to the witch's wisdom. But this person, like I said, they have a tremendous amount of confidence in you. Spirit is saying they almost don't even know if they need to help you. That's interesting. Is there a reason why, Spirit? The Spirit is saying there's a reason why they may not feel like they need to help you. Because they see you as the priestess. They see you as someone who is very capable of manifesting their own opportunities. This is interesting. There's something inside of me that wants to say something. I'm just going to say it. This person may have more than a professional interest in you. Hey, Raj. Nice to see you. We're doing another midnight tea. We're on group number 2. This person may have more interest in you in another way. That's interesting. Okay, Spirit. Prove me right or wrong. Because I don't know why I just felt that right away. I was all like, oh, okay, why wouldn't they want to support you? And it's kind of like, yeah. It's not so much that I think they want to hang on to their little 4 of Pentacles here. I don't think that's it. Spirit is saying there's 10 of Pentacles here. I mean, Spirit is saying they could give you everything they could to make you the biggest star on earth. That is actually not a problem. But they see you as this priestess. Something's here. Oh, this is what it is. Look who shows up. Shaman. Priestess. Okay. This person sees you as a counterpart. Because remember, we're going back to your spiritual. You got a spiritual. I keep hearing slant. I don't know why. Somebody's using that word. You got a spiritual slant to what you do. But the slant is not really that. This is someone, wow. Yes. Look at y'all. Because now I got to see if I got enough fingers to show you. Because it was like this. I don't know if y'all are seeing it the way I'm seeing it, so I'm trying to put it the way I see it. But you see here, the shaman has a blindfold on. This is interesting. So the shaman, who is the emperor, I believe, this emperor is also very spiritually astute. They are a shaman. But this emperor is trying to see you, group number 2, the priestess. They're trying to see you in the way they spiritually want to see you. Hence, not with their 2 human eyes. They want to see you spiritually, which is your sun. There's a sun and a moon all around you. I believe this priestess is standing in front of a full moon, but I believe this representation of you is the sun. They're trying to see you. Am I doing this right? Not with these eyes, with this eye. I think that is why they're not trying to take the usual route of how they would support people that they normally would say very talented. Let me give them some support, some money, connections, whatever. This person actually sees you, group number 2, as a possible counterpart. Now, I put a romantic thing energy on that. It may not be romantic, but it's going to be very spiritually aligned. Very. This is someone who maybe, put it like this now. This is somebody who might be attracted to you, but they're not trying to lead with that. They can be attracted to a lot of people. And you are attractive, group number 2. Claim it. Because what I'm going to say here is that you are attracted. That could have caught their eye too. But here's what, let me go here. Spirit is always just like, leave these cards out because I want you to reference them. But Spirit is saying here, they heard about you through the gossip, remember? So somebody told them, hey, you may be interested in this person, what they're doing, because it's kind of, I don't know why, you may find that you resonate with what they're doing. And this person's going to be like, yeah, they looked it up. At first, when they saw you, they were like, like, ooh, group number 2, I am interested. But then they got to see your work, group number 2. And they're like, whoa, hold on. Oh, good night, Cicada. So good seeing you. I might still be on here after dinner. Check me out. But anyway, I think that this is what that situation is that Spirit is pointing out to you. And so someone is floating this around. They're more compelled, group number 2, by who you are and the work you do. And yeah, there could be something else there. But Spirit is even showing me that I think how they see this. Let me make sure I did. Spirit wants one more deck. They are saying that this person has an eye on you. And they're trying to decide what way they want to go. That's interesting. I mean, you may not even like them. I mean, in that way. For some of you, they see you as a Mother Earth. They see you, wow, Spirit is pointing this out to me. They're seeing you as part of their ancestral tree. Tree. They feel like you both come from the same ancestral line. When I say this, not necessarily family, in the sense of how we think about it, like relations, blood relations. They see you as part of the same cosmic tree. They feel like you are related as star seed, even. Something like that. Like you all share same cosmic ancestry. This is a very deep spiritual connection this person is exploring with you, group number 2. I think they will only get so far because they've got to get to know you. They've got to meet you. I mean, every one of us understands that what we see online is, and if this person is watching you on social media, what we see online is partially curated, right? You've got to meet the actual person. And so this person understands that, group number 2. This is what Spirit is saying and showing me. But there is definitely a sense that this is a holy connection, something beyond just the 3D. Ratch, mostly curated. Okay? I'm trying to be gentle there, but that's what I'm saying. So this person understands they're going to have to meet you. A lot of what they have seen and what maybe other people have recommended them seeing, I'm sure there's a level of authenticity in it. But they're going to have to get to know you because this person is an emperor, meaning they've been around the block quite a few times. They've grown. They know what the sun looks like. They know people who are in the sun. And they do have that Midas touch. Remember that. Everything they touch turns to gold. Everything they support, they see people at a very particular level. I think it's because they use that shamanistic power of theirs to see past the curation. But with you, I mean, let's be serious. Group number 2. If you're claiming this, you're a priestess. You're a high priestess. A high priestess, primary power is to hide exactly who they are. It's not malicious. It's not manipulative. It's just the high priestess is so powerful, they can't put their full self out there for others to see. It would make some people literally crazy to see the actual image of a high priestess. That's why a high priestess can't show you who they are, because you are trying to see a highly elevated spiritual person. There's only people who get that privilege to see a high priestess in their fullness. They will always be a little shrouded. And that is actually for the good of most people who are not working at their level. Let me know if you don't agree, but that's what I've known of high priestesses. They will let you know them when you can. Otherwise, yeah. So group number 2. That's what I got for you. Okay. That is Spirit's message. Let us know. I'm sure we'll find out eventually how this is going to come about. It seems like something that's going to be a little visible in the end. Maybe. Yeah, Ratch, I agree. Okay. Yeah, so let me shuffle these cards, clear the energy, and we will go to group number 3. Yes, Shiloh. Thank you, Shiloh, for coming through. Yeah, I'm sure that was your reading. But you're right. You've got to, I think people who know the power they're dealing with eventually, as we all mature, know how to use it wisely. Okay? And you're right. If not, you can cause a lot of chaos. So group number 3, we're moving there for you. All right. And this is the midnight tea, meaning we just see what spirit brings forward as the message. Oh, thank you, Lori. You know, I'll take it. Thank you. So let me shuffle all these decks and we'll see what deck spirit wants us to work with next. But yeah, High Priestess, Hierophant, all of that. Women of few words, you're right. You start talking a lot, you're creating some trouble. You know, my OG dad, we use this expression in America called OG, which is old gangsta. My OG dad used to be like, it's on the need to know basis. That was always something he would tell me. Cause I'd be like, Dad, why you didn't tell me this? What's this about? I was always a kid of questions. He's always like, it's on the need to know basis. It's on the need to know. He wouldn't even say basis. He'd be like, it's on the need to know. And when you grow up, you know why. You give people information as they can handle it. As they have proven qualified to be able to deal with it. Okay? Yes, Raj, I agree. All right. So, group number 3. Let's clear the air. Let's give you a little sound healing. I try not to do these too loud because they can be piercing to the ear. But let's clear the sensations over here. And then also let's do a little Palo Santo spray. Just clearing the readings, the energies of the reading. So group number 3, where does Spirit want us to start? I don't know why, but Spirit is saying we need to use the Seasons of the Witch Oracle. So you all have been telling me what you want to know what decks these are. Season of the Witch Oracle. Season of the Witch Mabon, Mabon Oracle. Okay. I like this deck. I'm getting a couple of new ones, even though I said I wasn't going to buy any other decks. I lied. I ordered one today. I'll show it to you all the next time. Okay. So Spirit, what's the opening message for group number 3? Welcome, my honeys. We're doing the midnight tea, which is just any message that comes up. You can feel free to send your energy in because I will pick up on it. I usually do. All right, group number 3. What is Spirit saying here? Opening message, group number 3. Apple of my eye. Not all that is alluring may be what it seems. See beyond the illusion. Okay, we just starting out the gate. So, group number 3, let me get a little bit of a tea here. There's some kind of illusion Spirit is warning you about. Interesting. Spirit said there's other cards, so hold on. Give my cough drop. All right. Again, apple of the eye. There is not all is that's alluring may be what it seems. See beyond illusions. Okay. What else, Spirit? Darkness falls. Within you live the hidden, the things that you want nothing more to do than swallow you whole. Ooh, this is kind of a, you see that? I don't know why right now I'm getting a message that if you have some kind of mirror in your house, not necessarily a bathroom mirror, but some kind of other mirror that's featured in your house, you may want to clean it. Like someone is doing mirror stuff. This is just very specific. If it feels like it aligns with you, there's a mirror in your house, like in a hallway, something. It would be a mirror that mostly, if someone was coming to visit your house, they would be able to look in it. Meaning it's in a hallway by an entryway, or it's like somewhere in your house where most people who come to your house would have the opportunity to look in it. You may want to just cleanse it. Someone might have looked in that mirror while having a not so nice thought. I don't know why, but I was told to mention that. Just cleanse it as you normally would, or whatever comes to you. Because as I said that, I pictured Windex and then Spirit with like salt. I was all like, oh, okay. I don't know, as you normally would. Last card. Fawn. Be curious, dear child, and explore the world within worlds. Okay, for somebody else, because I'm seeing this mirror here, this may be about mirror work in general. Now, some people like mirror work. That means you taking a mirror, it could be in a number of different ways, you know, like a black mirror, or you can just look in a regular mirror in the dark. Some people do mirror work that way. But if you are planning on doing mirror work, because Spirit is saying there may be something that you see during this mirror work that you may want to cleanse the mirror before you start doing this kind of work. And Spirit is lastly saying, and I'm just going to mention whatever I am hearing because this is midnight tea and we're just doing general messages here. But some of you may have done mirror work in the past and you saw something you didn't like to see. It was because the mirror was not clean. So that's like one of three messages. Either you need to clean a mirror that's particularly in your house, or you need, if you're considering doing mirror work, you need to clean the mirror before you use the mirror for that work. Or in the past, you may have done some mirror work and you saw something you didn't like, and Spirit is saying it's because the mirror was not clean. And that's important. Okay, we're starting off there. Why are we starting off there, Spirit? Spirit, like, I will tell you why we're starting off there. Something to do with mirrors. Something to do with your magic. Group number 3. I'm getting from this group that you do magical things. You do ritual. You may do candle work. You may do work under the full moon. Some of you may do work around a particular holiday, around the Halloween, or what's that other holiday? I'm not really a Wiccan, so you all can put the holidays in that fall in the fall. But some of you might be doing work around that time. Some of you definitely do candle work. Some of you work with a cauldron. Some of you work with a bell. Some of you take mushroom medicine to do your work. Some of you use mirrors. One of you uses a mirror that has floral decorations around it. That might be another clue. It has floral or it has some kind of animal on the frame of the mirror. Some of you might do this work outdoors at night. You have a little grimoire, a book you've been writing things down in. Whoever you are, vibe check, group number 3. You're doing some work. And I don't think you are not experienced in this work. You're very experienced in this work. You've got the wheel of life. Look at that. A little cauldron with the bees around it. All seasons. Some of you are green witches, meaning, I think, but I'm not a Wiccan, so, take everything I say with a grain of salt. But from my understanding, green witches work with the earth elements. But let me know. Am I wrong? But yeah, you're some kind of, I'm getting heavy Wiccan energy, but you may not identify as a Wiccan. You might just identify as a witch. You may just identify as a practitioner of some sort. You work with the elements. You work with the outdoors. You work seasonally even. You have a ritual for each season. You work, your totem might be spider. Your totem might be spider overall. Or you see a lot of spiders. You're not afraid of spiders. Okay, Jiao Yang. Yeah. So this illusion, why, and I'm glad you brought me back on track with that, Jia Yang. Yan. Let me ask Spirit about the illusion. Because Spirit is saying, it did say first, the illusion. Not everything you see is what you think you're seeing. So this does have something to do with someone who's pretty experienced with the magic that you're doing. I don't see that you are a beginner at all. But maybe someone is. I don't see that you are, though. I see that you are comfortable with doing ritual. Moon. You see that, Tiao Young? Okay. So there is something being hidden from you. There is an illusion that is happening. When I see this particular moon card, I got to tell you, I feel like it's a relationship. It doesn't always have to be romantic, though. It's just you and another person, group number 3. There's something hidden, something you're not seeing. Let's see more. I think this is important because Spirit is bringing you forward to see something. There's something about someone you know. Craftsmen of air, it's upside down. Spirit is showing this. You see this person with a book, and they're also showing this, a person with a book. Like almost, I keep hearing the word grimoire. Am I pronouncing that right? You know, the book where you write down all your spells, you write down all of your, stuff, rituals, ceremonies, you write down what has been, not only what the spell is, but what the outcome is. Like you create your own book of recipes for your magic. This one came upside down, though. I want to get one more card. Nine of Cups, 9 of water. This deck may not show me what I want to see. Someone wishes to keep something from you. Because nine of cups to me is like wish fulfillment. I need to ask with another deck. Hold on. I'm going to go to these people because I'm telling you, this deck talks. There's two people with a grimoire. One is you, group number 3, and one is someone else. They're using their magic to create an illusion. Why, Spirit? Because there is something they don't want you to have. There's something they don't want you to get. 4 of Cups in reverse. There's either something they don't want you to have, there's something they don't want you to receive. There's something they don't want you to turn down. One of those 3. Show me more, Spirit. Because we're going to try to get to the bottom of this. Spirit is showing you. There's someone equally as learned in magic as you are, group number 3. They're trying to keep something from you. A particular cup means they're trying to keep some kind of offering from you, a heartfelt offering. This person's in Queen of Swords energy in reverse. This is someone who, wow, you guys need to look at this. What's this? A book. And there's a fairy on it. There's a fairy writing. I wish I could show you all the details. Can you all see that? There's a fairy with a pen writing in a book. Okay, ML, it's not your pile, but you're here for the tea, so am I. Because I'm like, who the hell is this? This is somebody, y'all, who's using an entity. They're using an entity. I called it a fairy. Doesn't have to be. But they're using some kind of entities. They're using an entity's spell. They're using some kind of entity to assist them in this illusion. Now, you don't have to put if this is your piled or not, because I know magic is very sensitive. The work we do is very sensitive sometimes. You don't have to admit anything in the chat. But what I am going to tell you is someone is trying to use some kind of illusionary magic against you, group number 3, but they're trying to use it through an entity. I mainly think this is because they want to hide their identity. I think, group number 3, you are smart enough, as many of the people I'm connected with on this particular channel, to understand that once you get a whiff that you are dealing with some kind of illusion, you are going to investigate, right? You're going to investigate. And what it is that you're going to be like, I can't seem to see who this is. Remember? The moon. Yes. But this person is showing up upside down a couple of times. Something's not right about them. Something's not right about them. Okay? But they're doing their best to hide it. Eight of Cups in reverse. They don't want you to leave, or they don't want an opportunity to come your way. They're trying to stop something from coming your way. An offering, and you all, I mean, we can dig a little bit more, but here's what I'm going to say, group number 3. They're trying to prevent something that is important to you, important to your heart. This doesn't have to be romantic. It could just be something that's very heartfelt and important to you, group number 3. This person is trying to prevent it from happening, whether it comes as an offering or you have to leave to go get it. You know, like you have to leave to realize it. It could be a job promotion. It could be some kind of money. It could be anything. But they are trying to stop its progress, meaning you have already decided you want this thing. They are trying to stop its progress. This is someone who you are in a relationship with. I can do a little more digging, but I could tell you right now, one of you is very confident, and you'll know which one you are. One of you is very confident, sometimes outspoken, sometimes very extroverted, while the other one isn't. One of you might be traditionally handsome, beautiful, whatever. I say that traditionally, meaning in a societal way, people are very attracted to one of you. One of you, it's more of your personality that attracts people. Either way, you both are powerful forces. It's just that one of you kind of gets attention from your outward appearance, while the other one gets it through their personality. I'm just trying to describe the two people. This person too could be very good at things that are very formulaic. You know, that kind of magic where, you know, you're doing ear of a bat. I don't know. I don't do that kind of stuff, but I'm just saying. Yeah. You may not know who this is because there's an illusion around it. If it's your group, I mean, it may not be your group. Last thing I'm going to do is see what Spirit wants you to do about this. I think Spirit just wants you to know. It's weird because I even hear right now, Spirit's like, they can't really stop what's yours. Yeah. This card came out in reverse. It's the Peacekeeper. I think what Spirit is trying to share here is that maybe do some of your magic on your own. Okay, if you do ritual with this person, or if you do any kind of, you share kind of like ritual or magic, start doing stuff on your own. Or do it with someone you know is a loyal friend because there's a dog. But you might think this person's loyal to you. I don't know. There's just something there that's just not sitting right. But I think what Spirit is saying is you may just want to do things on your own. Whoever's listening to me and this is your group. You see, again, you're on your own. And you're holding a wand, which is kind of like, you know, to me, it's symbolizing that you're getting ready to take some kind of action or do some kind of magic. Do things by yourself right now, you know, with Spirit, with your ancestors, but not with somebody else. Yeah, both of these cards, you're by yourself. You might be with a dog if you have one. I don't know. There's something there. Any last messages, Spirit? Spirit keeps pointing to this deck, the soul card. So I'm going to just get the last message here. I don't want it to scare anybody. I don't think this person can do anything to you. I don't know if their magic is working. I think the thing they're doing is trying to hide. But if you are suddenly experiencing slow progress in something, then I think once you know, look at that. Once you know somebody's doing something, the spell has already decreased its power. Okay? So this card is talking about spirit is saying increase your power. Don't worry about what the other person is doing. Do everything in your power to become more powerful. That's how some of us work. We don't care about who's doing the work. You just up the ante on your power. So that's what spirit is saying as the solution. Do everything to increase your power. Now that you know there's somebody in your energy that doesn't want the best for you, you simply increase your power. And you know how to do that, spirit is saying. So that's what I got for you, group number 3. You don't need to worry about what they're really up to. You already know. Just increase your power. And you see how the hands are and the palms are open. Do it in the most compassionate way. That's the most compassionate way, is to increase your power. You don't have to do a return to sender. At least, and that's in my philosophy. You don't have to do return to sender. Just increase your power. That's the kind of magic I do. More like, I don't know what y'all are doing, but I'm asking for more power because I know how to use it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's the kind of philosophy I think that spirit is kind of guiding you towards. You don't have to live in the offensive, in these magical streets. Sometimes you do, but a lot of times you can just increase what you need. All righty, so let's clean this up. Hopefully that was helpful, group number 3. If it was for you, don't try to make it fit if it don't fit. But I'm sure there's somebody who's listening to this or who will listen to this who they will know exactly it fits. All right? Because that's how these general messages go. Somebody sent their energy and they said, here's your message. All right. So we're going to our last group number 4. And these are just general messages we're picking up from Spirit, the Midnight Tea. And if it's for you, it's for you. Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle. I hope you're doing well. We'll shuffle and clear the energy and go to group number 4. Yeah. Okay, a couple of more decks to shuffle. I hope everybody's doing well. And we will spray some Palo Santo, clear the energy, and do our last group. Oh, yeah, and I said I would do the lottery. If anybody wants a 1-question guidance, you don't have to. But after group 4, we'll do that. Probably have you pick a number between 1 and 10. And then we'll see what number gets randomly picked. Okay. So thank you all for spending time with me. Appreciate it. Appreciate your comments. Ooh, this card is turned upside down. Let me shuffle it one more time. Okay, spray it with a little Palo Santo. clear the energies. Do a little sound healing. I like to listen to it in my ears. Okay. Ooh, sorry, y'all. I just hit that bottle. Okay, so let's change it to group number 4. All right. Let me ask Spirit what deck we're going to use. And they said the Ancestor deck. Okay. Okay, so we're using the Ancestor deck. I think it's called Messages from the Ancestors, if you wanted to know. Okay. It's turning out to be my Ancestor deck. It's a good deck. It's another good one. Very obscure. Just saw it and I was like, let me get that one. It's very powerful. Okay. It's group number 4. Teacher. It says here at the top, knowledge. Okay. Spirit said to get a couple of more cards from the ancestors. Singer. Very interesting. Voice. You see how the hands are in both of these? Just making you notice. There's something there. One more card. Tree. I like this card. When this card comes up, it's like the ancestors are like, this is an ancestor message. Okay? There's an ancestor out there that really wants you to use your voice more often. They're teaching you. I think they're actually teaching you through your dreams. But there could be an elder some of you might be working with right now. But there is somebody, I just heard from Spirit Icaros, if you all know what that kind of singing is. You may be needing to learn, you have learned a song. It's a traditional song. It's a traditional healing song, a traditional ancestral song for some of you. Some of you have a voice that is made for this particular kind of singing. I mean, Icaros are traditional songs that they sing in ceremony. But there's many cultures in the world that have healing songs. I keep hearing healing songs. There may be a healing song you know. There may be a healing song you need to learn. There may be a healing song you are getting ready to learn from an elder. There might be an opportunity for someone to learn something from an older person in your family, a traditional song. I'm hearing something that might be in danger of being lost. Your ancestors want you to learn this song, this music, a way of speaking. I don't know why I'm hearing throat music. People are leaving me messages and I'm sorry. Oh, you said how to become more powerful. I'm sorry. I had it like, I will answer that, Tiao Young. Oh, you were Pearl Blue? Your ancestors want you to start again. Maybe, if this is your message. Because your ancestors are saying this song, this traditional singing, or something that you're doing with your voice. Because I want to broaden it because we're doing a collective reading. Most likely it is singing a traditional way or a traditional song. Your ancestors want you to learn it. There's something here, and this might be specific for someone, but this elder is very old. You should learn it soon. This is what somebody's message is. This elder is old, and they say that this song is about liberation. It is about literally your people. It's your people's, how do I want to describe this? Because I'm hearing spirit say it. But sometimes, I don't know if you all who are channelers, how you hear spirit talk. Sometimes it's in a different language. I can tell because I don't get how to explain it in English all the time. And English, unfortunately, is my main language. They're saying that this song has something to do with the story of your people. And when I say it that way, it could be culturally, it could be your family. Okay? But this song is important for you to learn. Your ancestors want you to learn it. Let's find out. I mean, we could ask why. We could ask why, but the ancestors could be like, I just said so. But anyway, but we'll see. We'll ask. I'm looking at the deck. They said they want this one. Ooh, you've been debating to go back to your old teacher. Is that teacher old? I don't know why I'm hearing this teacher is old. I don't want to like put anything on people, but the answers are making it seem like this teacher may not be in 3D for too long. If they're the only ones who know this music, that's all I'm saying. But why, Spirit? They're saying that you are going to find, we have Mother of Fire. You are going to find that in learning this particular song, wow. I'm just, I'm saying what I'm hearing, y'all. In learning this particular song, it's a fertility song. Ooh. Okay, for somebody's people, this is an important song to learn. It's a fertility song, meaning that, let me tell you all a story. Back in the day, there were these group of people who did a certain kind of spiritual practice. And the guy who was the founder of it, he was originally a musician. In fact, for some people, you would really need to know soul music to know this song. But he wrote the song and maybe composed the song. It's a thin line between love and hate. His spiritual name turned to, I believe this was his spiritual name, became Ra Unefer Amen. And Ra Unefer Amen, he created this spiritual group that really did a lot of their cosmology was around ancient Egypt. And so he created certain fertility songs that when people listened to them, they would actually become more fertile and have babies, especially if they had problems conceiving. I remember being in a carpool with a woman that I was going to a festival with. Now, this is way back in the day. This is probably 30 years ago. We were heading to a festival. You know how you just carpool with people because you're going the same direction. You don't want to drive. Anyway, we're in a car and she starts telling me this story about how hard it's been for her to conceive. And on the way driving there, the doctor was going to give her a call to let her know if her conception was going to, I don't know, because I'm not familiar with fertility vernacular, but she was going to get a call while we were in a car from the doctor to see if her conception was going to stay or if the baby was going to miscarriage. I mean, this is a lot of information, but I'm not, I don't know who this person is really anymore. But anyway, I remember having that tape on me. I don't even know why I had the tape on me. And I said, here, you can have this song. This man swears that this song has helped people, conceive or, become more fertile. I don't know why, but Spirit is bringing this forward as this song you need to learn, this knowledge you need to learn. it has something to do with healing the womb. I'm hearing the womb. Oh, okay. Wow. Cambodian and Thai. Yeah, it could be pearl blue. I'm telling you, I'm getting a sense that someone needs to learn a traditional song from their culture. It could be anybody's culture, but this song has healing powers. Literally, it could either help people with fertility issues or it can help people heal some kind of womb issues. I just told you that previous story because there is music like this that exists in the world. Yeah, I even heard, and I didn't mention this earlier, there's a certain kind of healing that's singing that's called throat singing. That might be from Mongolia or Siberia. Have you all heard of it before? It's a throat singing. It's indigenous to those areas, either Mongolia or Siberia. But the other cultures could have it too. People sing with a particular kind of way in their throat, and it's a very unique singing. Okay, something like that. Spirit is saying one more card from here. Whatever the singing is, it has healing powers and it's in danger of going extinct. Wow, look at that, mother of air too. So I'm telling you, this singing has some kind of it has some kind of way of helping the feminine body, regardless of how people define their gender. Bodies with wombs. It has some way of helping people like that. The singing. Wow. I don't know why my attention was brought to the bottom of the deck and it says destruction. It's like the Tower card. I keep feeling like whoever this really resonates with, there's something going on with your culture where maybe the birth rate is really low. Or maybe there's something there for somebody, like the birth rate or something happening with women's fertility or women's health. This singing, maybe people have lost faith in it. But back in the day, I'm hearing from Spirit, it was used in this particular fashion. It has the vibration of being able to heal people. A traditional Tiano song that I've known for the full moon. Can I just put this up here? Because I'm sure people would love to. Yes. And you all the examples I give were just the ones that were coming to mind. But there are so many of us from a lot of different traditions. But our singing is medicine. No matter what culture you're from, singing is medicine. You see, we have a little every once in a while in these videos, and I swear to you all, it's not a bug. I don't know what it is. It's like a little energy that flies around. So I think I'm taking that as confirmation. There's some kind of traditional, in some indigenous groups, because I used to have that video linked. There was an indigenous group in North America where there's women's songs where you move and dance in a particular way. And they are also like to help the feminine heal. So, not only is it the singing, but it's the dancing, the motion that goes with it as well. If I can find it, I'll link it in the description box, one of these songs. What else does Spirit want me to say about this? couple of more cards. Oh, that came out right away. Corn maze. Although your path is unclear, it is there wanting for your faith to lead you. Yeah, I feel you all that what you're going to find is that for some of you, this singing, you may be unsure of it. You know, for some of you, I'm hearing this may feel like maybe you're not the right person to sing it. Maybe you feel like you don't have the skills, but Spirit is saying, while that feels unclear to you right now, pursue it. Your ancestors are inviting you to. And Spirit is saying here that some people may feel like they need to be Mariah Carey. You really don't need to be. And not all music is sung, you know, for top 40 reasons, you know? Coming of darkness, all the light is dimming. Life is withering at the core. Are you ready? Yeah, there's something here about I know this card is speaking to the fall and how things grow darker. We have less sunlight, but there's also something speaking to the condition of someone's culture. Things are going darker. The culture may have some things that it needs healing around. Again, someone's making medicine. There's something there in that message that these medicines are needed for healing, especially if you are from groups of people that have endured a lot of loss. I got 2 cards here. Mead and wine, your presence embodied, tasting the pleasure following through your being. Yeah, so mead is another thing people make in the fall, maybe the winter. I think it's the fall. It's kind of wine. Witches gathering, gather in power, come together in grace. Unity is rising. It will be, yeah. So there's something here, even in that old story I told you of giving that tape to that woman. You know, it was a cross cultural gift. She wasn't from my community. And I just gave her that song. And I realized that in many ways, the kind of sharing that many of us magical people, whatever you call yourself, we will start sharing our wisdom with each other to help healing. So I think in this way, your ancestors are saying learning this song will have many benefits beyond what you really realize. But you must get the knowledge, you must get the wisdom. And I'm seeing that it comes from someone older than you. If they are no longer on this 3D, perhaps you will learn through your dreams. Perhaps you will learn through your visions. Yeah, we have to start sharing our healing. Many of us, you know, sometimes we kind of get secretive about sharing things because we don't want it to be used in the wrong way. But Spirit is showing that we will eventually start sharing the things that that help us all to heal. And it may be that, you know, certain groups of people have to tweak it for their own understanding. But I kind of feel like that wisdom is going to start coming together more. I'm glad you think that, ML, because I've been seeing kind of my own visions of that. Like we will start sharing because, you know, in the end, the first person or organism to heal is the earth. And we will have to come together to make that happen. I've seen that in many visions, even when I was young, that as soon as we all kind of regain our consciousness and do away with a lot of the illusion that has been placed upon us, our first job will be to help the earth heal itself. It has been so giving to us, but there will come a time where we have to work together to make that happen. All right, my honeys. Let's do the lottery really quick and see if anybody wants to participate. If you do, because the group number 4, that was your reading. Let's close it out. We'll close it out. It's weird when you put these up next to your ears, it sounds like a hum. Okay, so I've put all the cards back and I will shuffle them. But if you are interested in getting one question answered for yourself, one question, try to make it simple. Try. But, do what you ask, what you must. If you're interested in that, you might want to start putting in the chat just one number, 1 through 10. Okay? And then I have this random results thing that will pick a number. If more than one person gets the same number, we'll do the reading for more than one person. But if you get the number, you get one question. So yeah, put it in the chat if you want one question answered. Awesome. I think I'll give you a few more minutes for people who need to think about it. And yeah, put it in the chat if you want to participate in this one question lottery. I would take a chance. Unless your question feels a little too private. You're welcome, Carl. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. But, feel free to participate if you want to. Okay. Anyone else before I do this random number result thing? And if none of the numbers are picked, we'll pick the closest number to the number that's picked. And then you'll just put your question into the chat, whoever the lucky winner is. Anyone else before we pick? Okay. Going, gone. Anyone else? All right. So we got 7, 6, and 8. Let's go to my random number picker. I just put 1 through 10 in there. So one moment. Draw now. Whoops. Okay, the number is 8. That's right. Congratulations, Ratch. What is your question? Yeah, I said 8. I was all like, what is the number? Okay. I had to get it in. Okay, Ratch, what is your question? And thanks for everyone else who participated. I plan on doing this every time I go live. Yeah. So, Ratch, let me know what your question is. You could put it in the chat. Hopefully that feels okay to do. And we'll give you time to type it in there. You got a lot of pressure. Make it juicy. No pressure at all, though. It could be anything. What shoes should I wear tomorrow? I don't know if I can get that detailed, but What is the... I'm going to put it up here, Raj, if we can. What outcome if am I... Cool. Okay. So let's ask, what will be that outcome? What will be that outcome? I'm seeing what spirit, what group, what deck spirit wants me to use. Let's just go for this deck first. Okay, Raj, what will be the outcome if AM and Raj work together? So you have the Eight of Pentacles that came out upright. You have the Hermit. And you have the Emperor in reverse. I'm going to clarify. So clarifying the Eight of Pentacles is the Devil. Clarifying the Hermit is the Knight of Pentacles. I saw that twice because it was at the bottom of the deck. And clarifying the Emperor in reverse is the Star. I get a sense in this partnership that someone really wants to try something different. Somebody wants to be part of something different. Maybe they feel like where they are in their work, they need some kind of new inspiration. And they're really committed to that idea. But I think it's not really a but. Like, I think you both want to see this idea come to fruition. Maybe it's you both or maybe one person, but there's an energy of really wanting to make this happen. Because maybe it's new, it's different. It's something that feels like it would be a good thing to have happen. Just to kind of take away from, just kind of elevating an idea or even taking it to another level. This could be a good project to work on. The Knight of Pentacles clarifying the Hermit. It's almost as if there's something about the project. There's something about the project that needs a little bit more visibility. But at the same time, maybe either one or both of you are not ready to reveal the idea. But it's a little bit of a quandary, right? Because maybe in order to do the idea, you have to share parts of the idea. Maybe one of you thinks, let's not share so much about the idea. I don't know if that's because you think the idea is going to be stolen or something about the idea kind of, you know how ideas dissipate once you start to put it out into the world. But there's something there about needing some kind of maybe even financial backing to make the idea happen. So it kind of needs to be shared. Lastly, it's almost as if both of you will need, I think both of you could manifest something really great with this idea. There's a good connection here. The only thing that kind of catches my attention is the Emperor's in reverse. It's almost as if you both will be afraid to take leadership. You know, that kind of partnership in the beginning, maybe. Or maybe one of you have had even experiences with this where in a partnership, it can be a couple of ways. And I can get clarification here, but let me tell you where I'm going. Sometimes when you're in a partnership, both of you are equally yoked. Both of you are kind of in that emperor energy, but you don't want to overstep the boundaries. Like you really do want to work as partners, but both of you are emperor. You know what I'm saying? Both of you are in emperor energy. Oh, you're saying, yeah, this is kind of what I'm getting. So there's a little hesitancy, and maybe in both of you, maybe in one of you, to be like, listen, I think this is the way we need to do it. Because I think in maybe in both of your lives, you're very independent people who are used to making decisions on your own. Partnership for both of you, while a very powerful idea, you all can take this wherever you want to go. Spirit is showing great success. That success is going to depend on both of you being very honest with each other about your thoughts on where you want it to go. You know, because I'm going to back up now to the Hermit and the Knight of Pentacles. Somebody's like, no, we need to lay low on sharing this idea right away. We still need to have this and this and this in place. And the other person's like, but we need to get the backing on it, or whatever the idea requires. There's something in the idea. You are right. Yeah, there's something in the idea that requires sharing a little bit of it. You know, that's business, right? I mean, nowadays, I'm going to tell you, at least in California, non-disclosure agreements are kind of null and void legally. You can't prevent people from sharing what they've heard or even worked on. So, yeah, that might end up being an issue for you all. So let's see what Spirit wants to advise. There's a Six of Swords that's just coming to my attention at the bottom of the deck, but I'm being told just to keep that in mind. Let me go to this. It is shared power you're dealing with. How do you all share power? One of you may be more, how do I want to say, much more vocal than the other. Or you both could be equally vocal, but, you know, maybe in someone's past, either one or both of you, there's been trouble around that. And so someone is trying to pull back, you know, not be, in their mind, they feel like they might be aggressive. You both are going to have to find a rhythm with each other. You see, there's two people playing the drums together. There's a rhythm you both are going to have to find. Yeah. And Spirit is saying that even your ancestors, be in the flow. Be in rhythmic flow. Yeah. And you know, I'm an art therapist, part of me. I do a lot of everything, but I'm an art therapist, and I'm going to tell you something about the drums, even from my cultural perspective. Drums have a way of helping us build community. It's the rhythm of the drums. And so when you, oh, Sheila E., that's right. I love Sheila E. She's from the Bay Area too. She's from where I'm from. So drums, there's something we do out here called drum circle, which is kind of like you go in a group of people who all have drums, but you all have never played together or anything, and you learn how to create rhythm with each other, sometimes in really large circles of people. So guess what? With two people, that can happen too. Because what has to happen is you all are making music together. That music will only sound in rhythm if you both find a way to play together. And I know it may sound like a weird way to connect with someone. I don't think it is. It's like, hey, we have this brilliant, beautiful idea that probably has nothing to do with making drums or music with drums, right? It probably has nothing to do with that. But why don't we go and I'm going to bring a drum. Maybe you'll bring a special instrument. You know, she didn't even have to know music. You don't have to even know music. I said she, but whoever this is, they don't have to even know how to make music. It's kind of like you all start playing together. And there's something in even doing that in a musical, artistic sense, drawing together, making music together. But it's kind of interesting. It was shown as drums. Find a way outside of your idea for you both to collaborate. I'm going to tell you an old couples therapy trick. Get something like a complicated frame, piece of simple furniture with some instructions, and begin to build something together. Make it a date. I know it sounds like a weird first date, but we're going to build this bookcase together. You know, like you need to find something. Oh, she is. So find something you all can create together that has nothing to do with your idea, but will make it fun, or at least begin to see how you both can work together, how you both can begin to find your rhythm. It's only my suggestion. It's not really coming from spirit at this point. I'm just saying, participate in something, you know. I've never been to one, but people out here do paint and sips. I don't know. Hey, Cindy. You know, anyone else in the comments can write in the comments, but do something where you both have to go and create something, a ceramics class, a painting, something where you have to work cooperatively. Low stakes, right? And what begins to happen is that you all find a rhythm. And when it comes to going back to working on your idea, it's not a foreign concept. You all have already started collaborating. It's just that you're collaborating off of, and it's fun, right? Okay, ML says paint and slips are fun. So you can go to a paint and sip. But, you know, slow down. There's opportunities here. But, you know, I have to do it too. I can go into a room and have an idea and we're working on a project. I could just mow down everybody. This is what we need to do. Here's my plans. Here's my blueprints. That's not the way to collaborate, though. You all want to do it together. You're going to have to find your rhythm. Spirit keeps going back to this message. Okay. So that is your one question. I hope that was helpful, Raj. Oh, you have smoking sieves. What are we talking about, Raj? Okay, we just elevated it. Right, Cindy. So that's why I've always had to learn how to, okay, Raj, yes. So, you know, see and report back if that idea helps. But this is what Spirit is presenting as the solution. You know, water and flow and rhythm. Yeah. Good luck on this partnership. I can't wait to see what y'all creating eventually, if it becomes a public thing. Yeah, you're welcome. So that's what I have, y'all. I was glad that somebody won the lottery. Yeah, you know, one step at a time. She's got to say yes to it. But, you know, present it as that's the idea. You know, in many ways, like when we're coming together to partner with someone, whether it's like romantic, business, project wise, we need to have ways of finding out if we're good collaborators, you know? And it saves us the, sometimes it saves us the struggle of trying to find that out while we're doing business with each other or while we're trying to make money. It's like, why don't we just take something that's low stakes just to see how we work together? That's why my next first date is going to be like, I've got this furniture from IKEA. I got this nice credenza. I'll hand you the nails. We'll see how it works. All right. So I think that's it, y'all. We kind of went for a while. It's 2 hours. What? So I will make sure that I put the timestamps in the description box once this uploads. And yeah. ML said weed will weed them out real quick. Either they'll fall asleep or, yeah, sometimes you need to know. What kind of smoker are you? Are you activated or are you like in the couch? Anyway, we won't go any further. All right, y'all. I hope you have a good evening. I was glad we got to spend some time together. And I will put the description box below so that people who missed the earlier parts can listen to the earlier readings. Yeah. And we'll see when I do another midnight tea. It's almost midnight, another hour here before midnight, but all right, my honeys, good to see you. And we'll do another lottery the next time. Take care. I have a couple of readings coming out this weekend too. I'm in the middle of making them. All right, take care.